Today we celebrate the memory of Saint Herman of Alaska, and you hear Alaska and you go, that's an American saint. And that's true. He is really the first saint to grace this land. And Saint Herman was a monk at Valaam Monastery in Russia. He was actually contemporary with Saint Seraphim of Sarov, if you know that name. And Saint Herman came to America at a time where the Russian trading company, they were trading especially furs, they were hunting furs and things like that. They were kind of in their heyday, but at the same time, they were oppressing the peoples there, especially the Aleut people in the Aleutian Islands. And St. Herman came at a time when this was happening, and because he defended the cause of the Aleut people, the natives who were actually becoming Orthodox, they were getting baptized, even still they were being oppressed by this Russian company. So he came, and the missionaries were very unpopular because they defended the cause of the natives there, many of whom were converted to Christianity. St. Herman was a monk, but he was also a missionary. You can imagine the Alaskan landscape. Many of you have probably been to Alaska, and he went around like St. Innocent of Alaska as well, cramped up in a canoe, going from island to island to preach to the natives and assisting them. Eventually, he got so much trouble from Baranov, who was the head of the Russian trading company, that he retreated to an island which was called New Valaam. So, and there he spent much time as kind of a hermit, but still evangelizing people who came to him. And he prayed with much fasting and deprivation, and not to mention he carried about 40 to 50 pounds of chains on his body as an additional weight of asceticism, something which God does not demand from us, but he wanted to give to God somehow. This was his form of asceticism. And as with all the ascetics, or almost all of them, the typical gospel reading is the one we heard today. It's like, take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly of heart. Christ invites us to take that yoke upon us, which he says is a light yoke. And you might think the things that St. Herman did, wearing chains, extreme fasting, deprivation, living in the Alaskan wilderness in these islands, you might say, that does not seem like a very light yoke to me. But for those who love God and those who want to return love to God, this becomes easy. This is why Jesus says, take my yoke upon me. My yoke is easy and my burden is light. And for those who love God, who want to grow close to God, no obstacle is too heavy. And this is what we see in the lives of all these ascetics. And how beautiful of a combination is it to see that in the life of a missionary as well. He was a monk and a missionary, and was really one of the first enlighteners of North America. And what's more is, even though he was a monk, he wasn't a priest. He simply preached the gospel wherever he went. And let us have this same attitude of St. Herman, which he said, from this hour, from this day forth, let us strive to love God above all else. That's like his life's motto, and let us make that our motto too. Let us return back to the Lord as much as we can for what he has given us through the prayers of St. Herman and through the higher martyr Juvenal, who is also commemorated today, and the first American martyr, along with Peter the Aleut. May God bless us all and keep us, and may you have a blessed day by the prayers of the saints.